So I did this presentation a lot, and what do I like about this presentation? I got an email from a salesperson in a different industry the other day, and he had a recording that he wanted me to listen to. So I'm listening to the recording, and one of the things that I thought was ironic in the recording is the prospect asked them how many loads, as a transportation industry, how many loads they do a year. And the salesperson said, you got me, you sent me. We've got a great graph on that. I can send that to you, but I don't know that. And the person said to him, you don't know that? I'm a prospective client and you don't know that information? And what it struck me is that we often think that our job is to present information. And so one of the things I told him is don't give information, exchange information with people. Quit worrying about being understood and start being understanding the way people make buying decisions. And I did that for a long time. When I actually worked in a call center before I ran a call center. And when people answered the phone, which you thought, oh my God, praise the Lord, somebody actually answered the damn phone. When people answered the phone, I constantly stumbled to get started in the conversation. And after a while, I look back on it now, and I realized the reason I stumbled is I was afraid of losing something I didn't have. I was afraid they wouldn't like me. The irony of that is they don't know me. They didn't know me enough to not like me. I was just insecure enough that I actually thought that their life was about me at that moment in time, that snapshot of when they answered the phone. I thought their life stopped. Everything about them stopped. The other phones quit ringing, kids quit calling, appointments stopped. Everything in their life stopped because it was all about me then. And I wanted to make sure that they liked me and that I didn't offend them. It didn't occur to me that their life wasn't about me. And they had no reason to want to talk to me at all. And that's when I realized that the things that people are interested in is themselves, the stories of their own life. So this salesperson had sent me this call and wanted me to kind of critique it for him. We had a conversation about it. And I always start my conversations off when I do coaching calls of how direct can I be with you? Because I want permission to tell you you're acting like a moron. So I say, how direct can I be with you? And he said, give it to me, be direct to me. Why would you call and not be prepared? I don't understand that. Why would you call and not be prepared? The second thing is, why would you call and not already know the information? Like in the turning 65 market, everybody already knows what a med sub costs in their state. If you don't, you shouldn't be making phone calls. Everybody should already know what life insurance costs. And in fact, you should break it down in 5-year age groups. And you should break it down in, say, 2 different volume amounts. So 50,000 and 100,000, 35 to 40, 45, 40 to 45, 45 to 50, and 50 to 55. And you should have those rates right in front of you all the time because you're going to be within a few dollars of those ranges. And that's all people are really interested in is the ranges. So I like this presentation we're going to do today because it speaks to the thing that I struggled with the most. And that is having confidence in myself. This is about 7 phrases that inspire confidence. But I had to have the confidence in myself first. So this webinar here gives me the opportunity to share with you the things and the words and the phrases that I heard from other people that impacted my confidence. And then the words and phrases that I could use that would draw people out. And here's what I mean about drawing people out. I learned over the course of failing for years and years and years, call after call after call, I learned that people really have very interesting lives. They have very interesting things happening to them. And their perception of the value they get out of doing business with me carries a lot more influence and weight than I realized it did. So when people would buy life insurance from me, there's people out there right now, there's families out there right now that bought life insurance from me back in 1980 whose loved one passed away at an inopportune time. Like, that's such a stupid statement, isn't it? Like, when's an opportune time? But they passed away, and that family got a benefit from me, and I don't even know it. Because I left a legacy behind. There are people in Kodak, Tennessee that retired and annuitized their annuity and increased their monthly disposable income 25% for the rest of their life. And I don't even know they did it. And it wasn't until I realized that the things I'm doing is setting a foundation to impact their life forever and leave a legacy that I will never know anything about. So I really like this presentation we're going to do. As you come on, if you would just type in, yeah, I can hear you. Give me, under the chat box, give me what state you're in. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been on the road a lot lately. So my daughter in Carroll, Iowa, had her second baby in June. And her husband had his new job. He's athletic director for a high school. He got a new job, and they actually bought a new house, and they were moving 2 hours away from where they lived. So my daughter had her baby at 1:45 in the morning on Thursday. She was released from the hospital on Friday at 11 o'clock. And when she was, less than 1 day, she was in the hospital less than 1 day after she had the baby. Then we all jumped in the car, 3 different cars, drove to her new house, met the moving van there, unpacked her. We stayed there for 2 weeks to do that. Then I came back, went to Las Vegas. My grandson was having his 7th birthday. Went to Las Vegas and spent his birthday with him. Came back. Went out and did some live training I did for client companies. And next month, we're going to New York because my daughter is getting married there. So it's been a busy, busy summer. So California, got somebody from Georgia, got people from all over here. Good. California, what part of California? Most of my kids were born and raised down in Yorba Linda, California. I went to Burbank High School. So very familiar with California. I don't know if I could deal with California right now. It seems like you guys have a lot going on out there. So as you come on, just type in whether you can hear me or not. Tell me what state you're from. We're going to get started. We got about 5 minutes left. If you're on this webinar today because you think that you're going to get the magic script, and you know how it is. I always hated this nonsense where you go to these sales meetings, you go to these sales conventions, and they always bring on the top salesperson, right? And the guy that wrote millions of dollars in business or made hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions. And that's what you want. That's what I wanted to do. But they bring this guy on, and he's so far removed from where I was at in the business that he lost his ability to relate to where I was at right then. And the things he said he did to run his business had absolutely nothing to do with how I run my business. In fact, if I did the things he told me to do, I wouldn't have been able to make my house payment. So if you're, and here's what you always think, right? You think, I'm going to go listen to this guy because if I could just get the right words, if I could get the right script, man, I could get that sale. And that might be true. But the words that I'm going to give you today, the phrases I'm going to give you today, the attitude, the psychology that I'm going to give you today is designed to bring out your authentic self with people. You know, people that might buy from you might never buy from me. And people who will buy from me might never buy from you. I can't close every sale. But I can close the sales where we are right for each other. And the product is right for each other. So agents say to me all the time, I used to run a career distribution center for a large insurance company. We're $65 million a year in business, where we'd provide leads to the agents, profile lists, turn in 65 lists, and agents would contact me back and they would say, I need more qualified leads. And one of the things I would tell them is maybe. You might need more qualified leads. My guess is what you need is more leads to qualify. Because the principle is true, the numbers is true. You're not going to sell everybody. And you're not going to sell everybody when you first talk to them. The goal isn't to make a sale, the goal is to have a conversation. And that was so hard for me to get that concept down. Once I became proficient at the product, man, I want to impress everybody. How smart I was, how much I knew about the product. And nobody gave a darn how much I knew about the product. The only person who gave a darn how much I knew about the product was my sales manager. And he only cared about how much I knew about the product until he realized I didn't know how to close. So what I like about this webinar is you guys are going to have the opportunity to find the words. And I'm not just going to show you the words. I'm going to show you exact context of how these words are used. I'm going to show you some really simple phrases you can use that will cause people's eyes to quit glazing over. You've been with those people, right? They're looking at you like you're from the moon. You want to kind of slap them and say, are you awake? Do you actually hear what I'm saying? You're going to get people to lean into you. We're going to go through some phrases today that I'm sitting in my chair. When you say these phrases, people are going to actually lean into you. Like my hair is all messed up today, right? They're going to actually lean into you. And these phrases are designed for people to come back to you and say, how do I do that? Tell me how to do that. So what we're going to cover when we go start the webinar here in just a couple of minutes, or what we're really talking about is learning to have conversations with people again. When I read these scripts that people send in to me to edit and go through all the time, I'm constantly stunned at them. Because my guess is if I actually follow those people in their personal life, none of them talk like the way their script is written in any way, shape, or form. Like once we become a highly licensed trained professional, we lose the ability to communicate as human beings. So what we're going to talk about today is how to be able to pull those stories out of our prospects and how to tell those stories ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and get started here. So let me go back here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. So what I want you to do right now, we have a tendency when we sit on these webinars, we have a tendency to multitask. And I think multitasking is good. We need to be able to do more than one thing at a time. But if you're making two sacrifices to be on this call today, which you are, and I recognize it, because I always make these sacrifices. Number one, you're making the choice to give up the opportunity to earn a commission to be on this call today, right? Because you could be with a client. And the second thing you're doing is if you're not with a client, you're giving up the opportunity to be with your family. And I recognize those things because I felt the same way every time I went to a meeting. So let's make sure that you get the best value out of this webinar today. So take your emails and drop it down on your desktop, because I know what people do. You do the same thing I do. You drop the webinar down on your desktop. You're doing emails. You're listening to those buzzwords. You're really listening to roll things out, not roll them in. Drop your email down on your desktop. Mute your phone. Although I'm telling you, I mute your phone, but my business phone's sitting here at my ring. If it rings, you'll notice that I won't answer it. If you're at an office, get up and close the door so people don't disturb you, because you deserve to find that one or two key phrase and concept that will turn your business into the revenue source that you always believed it could be. You deserve that. So don't shortchange yourself today by not focusing on what we're doing. Now stick around to the end. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you a free download. And that free download is going to be based on what we're doing today. And you won't have to get an email to get it. You won't have to go anywhere to get it. When we get to the end of this, I'm going to actually set it right out there. You'll be able to click a link and download it right from where you're at. And everybody said, you've probably heard this for years, but I want to put this out there. Hope is not a strategy. Don't get on this call because you're hoping that this is going to make your business better. You will never, ever sit in on a webinar and get information that's going to change your business, change your results, or change you. You have to actually make a list of 3 different things that you're going to do, 3 things that you learn. And the way you do that is you get your pen, you get some paper, you put the pen to the paper, and you actually write down those 3 things. And then you make a commitment to go do those 3 things for 90 days. Don't go out and do something one or twice. Don't go out and use a script one or twice. Don't go out and use a key phrase one or twice. Not get the response you were expecting because you're emotionally charged with the presentation today, which you will be because I'm really good at this. And then it didn't work and you quit doing it. Hope is not a strategy. Activity is a strategy. So you have to take this, what we're going to talk about today, and go out there. So imagine you're out there. Imagine you're sitting at the prospect's home. You got all the paperwork on the table, because that's what really good salespeople do, right? You put all your paperwork on the table. Just like if I'm selling over the internet, I do a split screen and I have the paperwork. I have the onboarding stuff right there on the screen so they can see it. I don't want to introduce an inanimate object into the sales relationship to give them the opportunity to say, well, I didn't say it's going better today. Imagine you're sitting at the table and you're able to ask them 3 questions. And their answer to those 3 questions results in them saying one of 3 things. How do I do this? I want to start it right now. Or that's why I'm talking to you. If your client said that to you, if they said, how do I do this? I want to start it right now. That's why I'm talking to you. How much would that change your business? Listen, I watch people all the time in webinars, and I go to live events, and I hear all this nonsense. To me, it's nonsense, okay? Just to me. All this nonsense about you're going to 10 times your business. You're going to double your sales. You're going to double your closing. We're going to get you double the appointments. And you spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and it never works. And the reason it never works is you have to do one or 2 things. You either have to do 10 times the work or spend 100 times more money than you're spending. So lead vendors all the time say, we can double your appointments. Well, but here's the thing. The people that fill out the lead cards are the same people, no matter which vendor you use. So once we get them on the phone, once we get in front of them, it's us that has to do something different. And nobody, no program that you buy, no class you attend, nothing is going to make that 10 times better or 100% better except you. So imagine you're sitting at the house and they say to you, how do I do that? I want to start that now. Or, that's why I'm talking to you. Imagine they said that to you. How would that impact your business? My promise to you today is that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do, word for word. Exactly how to do that. It's a big promise, but you're going to see that I do that. But let me set the record straight about a couple of things. My allergies are acting up. I might cough a bit during the call. I want to set the record straight about a few things. There's a lot of BS out there. I've already alluded to it a little bit. You hear all the time that the secret to success in sales is having more qualified leads, right? If you just get more qualified leads, you'll make more money. Well, maybe. You hear the secret to success on a better script. Well, if I just had that perfect script, if I had that script that the convention winner had, man, I'd make all this money. The secret to success is to have better closing. If I just had that one phrase, what's that key phrase you use to write $1 million in an annuity program? What's that close? Give me a copy of that close. I want to use that. The secret to success is having more referrals. We were told that if we did those things, that we'd be successful. But you know what? You've been down that road. You're here today because you know that stuff doesn't work. We don't need more training. We need better training. I'm going to give you better training today. Because I'm tired of seeing salespeople struggle to grow their book of business. I take 15-minute consultations with people all the time. You go to my website, lloydlofton.com. They book 15 minutes with me. I take it all the time, and it's stunning to me how much they struggle. So my goal is to get this in as many hands as possible so you can impact your own life. I'm not impacting your life. You're going to do it. And the reason for that is because I've been there. I've been broke. I've had more money left than check. I have sent the wrong check to the wrong bill collector and the right check to the wrong bill collector on purpose so that it bought me more time to pay my bills. I've done all that kind of stuff before. If I had known even 50% of what I'm going to show you today, if I had a better selling track to identify the issues that the seniors or the underage crowd would respond with, my wife would have had more confidence and more pride in me years ago than she does today. And it doesn't have to be that way. There has to be a better way to tap into your authentic self. And there's a systematic way to do it, but you have to put in a little bit of time to do it. So we're going to talk about understanding habits that people are engaged in. We have to know the buying habits. We have to understand the buying habits of our prospects. We have to understand how habits affect decisions, the psychology of dealing with habits. I'm going to give you these 7 words that change minds, the 7 phrases, word for word, that inspires confidence, and then I got a bonus for you at the end of this. So who am I? Just go through this real quickly. If you don't know me, you can just look me up real easy on LinkedIn. So the picture on your left, sitting in front of the 77 Cutlass Supreme, is me when I was with John Hancock. I started with them in 1977. I left them in 1980 as a sales manager. I was in Alton, Illinois, went across the bridge to St. Louis. I worked for Combined Insurance Company. I was a field trainer and a regional with them. This is me in the middle there, is the regional, glasses on there. I ended up running my own agency for years. I ran a career distribution shop for American Public Insurance Company. We did $65 million a year in business with some 800 agents out in the field and 65 offices. And that's me today. I've been interviewed by the Well Channel. I've been interviewed by Annuity News Now. I'm on the radio all the time. I write articles for industry-related magazines all the time. You can always find some of my material out there. I put videos out on YouTube all the time. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn after this webinar. Go to connect with me on LinkedIn. I never say I don't know somebody. I'm always happy. I've got a large network of people. I'm always happy to make introductions and help people. I do it all the time. So let's dive into this. So what are we talking about when we say a habit? A habit is a neurological pattern that governs any behavior. Any behavior we have is governed by this neurological pattern. And it starts with a cue, and a routine, and a reward and a craving. Well, what do you mean a cue and a routine? What is the reward and what am I craving? Well, it's a good question. The habit loop is always started with a cue. So that cue is like the phone call. So my name is Lloyd Lofton. None of my family, friends, or relatives ever call me and say, can I talk to Lloyd Lofton? So if someone calls me and says, can I talk to Lloyd Lofton? Who do I automatically know they are? I automatically know that they are a telemarketer, right? That's the cue. So the habit loop is always started with a cue. It's a trigger that transforms the brain into automatically determine what habit to use. So then I go into my routine. The heart of the habit is mental, emotional, or physical routine. We all do this. You do it when you back up in the garage, right? You're backing up, maybe you're looking at your camera there. All of a sudden you hear a noise and you kids in the driveway, and you're shocked because your habit is just to back up and never see anything there. So when something interferes with that, it's shocking, right? So the cue and the reward become neurological intertwined until that craving emerges. Let's look at a behavior that we all engage in. In fact, before I do this test, I'm gonna put a poll out there, see if we can get a foundation of the things the struggles that you run into the most. So I just put a poll out there. What objection do you run into the most? No money, no need, no hurry, or no confidence. Just take a minute. I'm gonna take a drink here. Take a minute and just answer the survey. Give you a minute to answer that. There's no right or wrong answer. Just put whatever your actual experience is. This isn't a trick. I'm not trying to trap you. I'm not trying to make you wrong or right. Just whatever you find out that works for you, that you run into the most. What's normal for you? All right. We'll give you about 10 more seconds to answer this, and then I'll end the poll and I'll publish the results for you. So no money, no need, no hurry, and no confidence. All right, I'm going to stop the poll. So we got 33% of people, 33% of you guys say that no money is the biggest objection. 22% say no need. 33% say no hurry. And 11% say no confidence. So here's the great thing about knowing what objections we run into is once we know what the objection is, they're pretty easy to handle. So let's go back to the presentation and keep these objections in mind. And we're going to see how normal you are as a buyer. Because besides being a highly trained licensed professional, you're also a consumer, right? So everybody's bought a car before. You go to a dealership. Now I want to point out to you, a car dealership is a destination spot. Very few people are driving to the grocery store. Like here in Georgia, you might be driving to Publix, or California, you might be driving to Albertsons. Very few people are driving to the grocery store, past the dealership, and going, what the heck, let's stop and look at a car. They usually pull in a car dealership because they have some level of interest in a particular car. So you pull in a dealership, you park your car, you get out of the car, car salesman comes up to you and says, can I help you? And you say, I'm just. Type in the chat box and tell me what you say. I'm just what? Go ahead and put in there what you're just what. The car salesman comes up to you and says, can I help you? And you say, I'm just. Yeah, everybody's putting just looking. Yeah, absolutely. Think about it. Yeah, looking. Absolutely. I'm thinking about it, looking. Everybody's right. You guys are so smart. Now, here's what I want to point out to you. You do that also. Now, salespeople, when the prospect says, I'm just looking, we always say that prospects only lie when they move their lips, right? And we do the exact same thing that we complain about our customers doing. But here's the thing. You walk around the dealership, you pick out a car, you find a car you like, you get behind the steering wheel, you take it for a test drive before you go out, right? Before you buy it, before you go in the dealership. So you sit in the car, maybe a car salesman on the seat next to you, or in my case, my wife would be next to me, the car salesman behind me. Before you take that car out on the street, do you adjust anything? Type in the chat box and tell me, if you adjust anything, what do you adjust? So you're in the car, you haven't left yet, you're sitting on the lot, car salesman's in the car, you're getting ready to go test drive that car. Do you adjust anything? What kind of things do you adjust? I know what I adjust, and I know the kind of things my wife adjusts. But tell me what kind of things you adjust. So I've got seat, mirror. Wow, everybody likes a seat in the mirror. Seat, mirror, mirror, seat. Wow, you guys are wild on the seat and the mirror, right? Seat, mirrors. Yeah, all right. Cool. Well, I adjust the radio. I adjust the tilt steering. A lot of times I adjust the seat. So we all adjust. Now, here's what I would submit to you for your consideration. What you're doing is you're adjusting the things you use the most in the order you use those things to make the car fit you, right? Isn't that what you're doing? You're adjusting the things you use the most in the order you use them to make the car fit you. So my question to you is, how can you help your prospect adjust your product or service to fit them? Then you take the car out for a test drive, come back to the dealer, you park the car if you like it, if it feels comfortable to you, it feels good to you, if it matches your expectations, you get out of the car and you go inside with the dealer or with the car salesman. You go inside the dealership, you sit out in his cubicle. Now get ready to type into your chat box. I got another question for you. Why did you go inside the car dealer to sit down with the car salesman? Did you go in there to sit down and discuss which car you might buy? Or did you go in there to sit down and discuss how much you're paying for that car? Tell me why you went into the dealership's office with the salesman. Was it to discuss which car you might get, or how much you're paying for that car? Go type it in. Don't be afraid to type it in. We already know what the answer is. So are you discussing which car you might buy or how much you're paying for that car? Yeah, to make a deal. To finance, yeah. Of course. Interested in buying that car. And the reason for that is, Robert, you've already taken emotional ownership over the car. Curtis said interested in buying. Absolutely. You adjusted that car to fit you. Carl says to discuss the price for that one. You already adjusted the car to fit you. You took it on a test drive to confirm that the car is what your expectations were. And you go into the dealership to sit down and discuss how much you might pay for that car. So what you have to do is find a way to help your prospect adjust your product or service to fit them. Listen, cravings drives all habits and is essential to start a new habit or destroying an old one. What we have to do is we have to interrupt the habit that they're already involved in. So what habits have interfered and blocked you from being more successful? Think about the habits that have stopped you from taking that risk or taking that next step in your business. And because that's what we have to interrupt. The golden rule of habits, whether you're working with your prospects or you're talking about building your own business, is you have an initial cue, ring, 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 hello, can I talk to Lloyd Lofton? That triggers a routine. To, no, he's not here right now. I've already got one. I'm not interested. We're going to go to the store. Can you call back? Can you email it to me? I say, whatever got that salesman off the phone the last time, because that rewarded me. The reward is they got off the phone, right? And that created a craving. So the next time I got that phone call, I use that routine again. That's the cue, the routine, the reward, and the craving. So we have to replace that routine with people while keeping the reward. Change eventually is going to occur. Individuals who don't believe that, if they don't believe in what they're doing, then they fall short of those expectations. So you need to believe in what you're doing. You need to believe that you bring value to the table. But here's the key. Your prospect doesn't know that you bring value. So starting off by saying, I'm with ABC Company. We've been in the business for 85 years. I care about my prospects. I want to make sure they get the right product, make sure they get the right price, blah, 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 blah. You're just repeating what every other salesperson is saying to them. We have to replace the routine by understanding the habit. Belief is a critical element in making that change. It means you have to believe in what you are doing, not just in what every other product or price locker is doing out there. You have to believe in what you're doing, but more importantly, you have to understand the way people buy. If you use the same approach, the same script, the same presentation, the same clothes as everyone else, then aren't you just another salesperson in that prospect? So let's give another example of a quote. Everybody I work with always uses the word quote. I hate the word quote. I'm going to tell you why I hate the word quote. When that telemarketer calls you and says hello, and you say, can you just give me a quote? Here's my question for you. When you get ready to type in the chat box, when you get that quote, for whatever it was, whether you're getting carpet in your house, whether you're had a car accident and you're getting a car repair, whether you're getting your house painted, when you get that first quote, are you getting that quote for the purpose of making a buying decision? Or are you getting that quote for the purpose of comparing to the next quote? Tell me why you're getting that quote. Type in the chat box. Be honest with yourself. Not going to hurt me, but be honest with yourself. Why do you get the quote? Do you get that quote for the purpose of making a buying decision? Or do you get that quote for the purpose of comparing to the next quote? So just type it in there. Yeah, compare it. Compare the next quote. Everybody's saying compare the next one. Of course, that's human behavior. So you're just shopping around, right? Grace said she's just shopping around. Vince said just shopping around. Robert's just shopping. Everybody's just shopping. So here's my question for you. Are you a normal person? Are you a normal consumer? Because if you get a quote for the person comparing to the next quote, then just finish your sentence to people. Let me give you a quote because I know you're not buying today. The lesson from here is you need to quit using the word quote. If you want to break the routine people are in, don't trigger the routine with a cue. Quote. Can I give you a quote? I'm calling to give you a quote. Break that routine. So Robert said, what did you like the most about the car? That's great. That's a really good question. We're going to talk about some other questions, Robert. You did a good job on that. So what does it look like? The habit loop doesn't have to be the destiny of your selling effort. We know that when a habit is triggered, can I give you a quote? The brain stops fully participating in the decision making. So unless you plan on spending all your time finding that habit loop in your prospects, unless you help them engage in a new routine, that pattern that has rewarded them in the past is going to unfold. They're going to do it again. So if you call me and you say, hey, can I talk to Lloyd Lofton? I already know you're a car salesman. It triggers my routine. I go into the routine. I don't give you an open mind. I don't even give you a second thought. I'm going to say what got the salesperson off the phone the last time. And you know what got them off the phone? They say, can I give you a quote? They trigger me again. And I go, well, yeah, hey, that'd be great. Can you email that quote to me? I'm right in the middle of a call, I'm ready to do a webinar, walking out the door, going, can you email? Oh, yeah, I'll send you an email that quote. Then you call them back 15 times in 38 days, and you never hear from them again, right? And then you say, I need more qualified leads. No, that's not true. You need to break the routine. You need to help them create a new routine. We can shift a cue and reward that fuels a particular habit. I'm going to show you how we do that. We can create that craving. We can use simple triggers to convince a prospect and a client to engage with us. We just have to understand and employ the right human psychology. And I'm going to show you that right human psychology today. Listen, the numbers don't lie. 70% of people make a purchasing decision to solve a problem. 30% of people make a decision to gain something. So if your whole pitch to them is you can save them money, then you're talking to 30% of buyers out there. Is that what you're looking to do? Is that how you think you're going to grow your business, to talk to 30% of the buyers? 70% of people make a purchasing decision to solve a problem. So we need to quit at giving information out, and we need to start exchanging information. We need to help our prospects start telling us a story about the problems they're having and how they tried to solve those problems. And it's really pretty easy to do. You find a simple and obvious cue, you clearly define the rewards of that cue, and then you convey the sense of relief. You allow people to rid themselves of their main pain or gain some unrealized benefit. And I'm going to show you the exact words and phrases to use. Now, you might not think it's possible, but it is. So in order to cover the habit, we have to recognize which craving is driving the behavior. I'm going to show you exactly how I use questions to do that. If we're not conscious of the anticipation, then we're like the shoppers who wander around like by an unknown source. So what do you struggle with more, words or phrases? I'm going to give you an opportunity to decide that. So here are the words. I'm going to give you 7 words that change your mind. Ready? We're getting to the meat of this. 7 words that change your mind. Because. I know it seems silly, but when you grew up with your parents, this was ingrained in you. You said, why do I have to eat my carrots? And your parents said, because I said to, right? I put do, it should be to. Because I said to. When I use words that are an integrated part of people's personality, it's in their psyche here, it triggers them. So I say, because at our retirement seminar in Ohio, we'll share with you what the hot tax savings are for the best rates, because it's important for you to see how you can gain more retirement income by concentrating your efforts where you get the best result. That's what our clients want. See how I'm using that word because? I'm helping you within yourself pull out the unrealized benefit and rid yourself of the problems that you have. Show you another example. Now, how many of you had dads that did this or moms that did this? My mom did this in Chattanooga, Tennessee when she told us to go take a bath. Get your room cleaned up. Can I just finish this game? Can I just finish watching this show? No, get it done now. So we use words like now. Now let's look at how this will work for you. See how I'm using positive phrases and statements, not passive ones? And people respond to it. People will actually lean into you when you do this. So imagine, I've already used this word with you guys several times. Imagine going to any doctor, hospital, clinic, anywhere in the country, showing your benefit card, receive your medical care, and never see a bill. How would that impact your life? See, I'm not going to tell you what a mess up is. I'm going to tell you what a mess up does. I'm not going to tell you how I can save you money on a mess up. I'm going to talk about how you can change your lifestyle and the way you access healthcare by making a decision with me today. And this is the way I'm going to communicate with you. Imagine going to any doctor, hospital, or clinic anywhere in the country. For example, I was in Iowa recently with my daughter. I had a heart attack 4.5 years ago. I had 3 strokes 3 years ago. Am I doing good? I recovered really good, didn't I? But whenever I travel somewhere, I'm always concerned before I got on Medicare about having a doctor in my network. And when I went to my daughter's house in June, I went on Medicare in May. When I went to my daughter's house in June, I didn't have to worry about it. I had the confidence of knowing that almost any doctor, hospital, or clinic that I had to go to because I had a problem would take my insurance. It's a great feeling. So I say, imagine, and notice the tone of voice. Every word that's bolded and all these words and phrases I'm going to show you today, they're there for you to use voice inflection and emphasize. So you have to control the rate of your voice, the pitch of your voice. So I say, imagine, and then I'll pause there. Imagine going to any doctor, hospital, or clinic anywhere in the country, anyone that you want to, showing your benefit card. I put my hand up like that, showing your benefit card, receiving your medical care, and never seeing a bill. See how I did that? And never seeing a bill. How would that experience affect you? And let them talk. Shut up and let them talk. Of course, these seem like common things, but you should be saying these all the things. John, would you please share your zip code with me? Thank you for sharing with me how you expect your assets to be protected from the market loss. I've done that to you guys a couple of times. I've asked you to please type in the chat box. Told a couple of you thank you for answering that. And it builds a subliminal sense of appreciation that I see you as a value. And we tend to say those things in a rote way instead of a purposeful way. Their name, people like two things. They like to hear their name, and they like to have their opinion asked. And everything I do with prospects is gaining information about their opinion on the problems they have, their opinion on the solutions they're looking for, and the benefits. In fact, everything I do talks about 3 spaces of time in their life. Get your pen and write this down. I'm going to go to you right now. 3 spaces of time. It's not on any of the slides. I just wanted to share this with you. This is a bonus for you. 3 phases of time. Talks about the past. The past is always the problem they have. When you're talking to someone, their problem was before you talk to them. They might have that problem after you talk to them, but at the time I'm talking to you, your problem is the past. It's the thing that's happened to you in the past. The solution that you can get from me today is the present, isn't it? And the benefits, the solution you can get from me today, the benefits you will get from using the material I'm giving you today, affect your future. That's why it's so critical to understand the difference between the past, the present, and the future. The past is the problem that they have. The present is the benefit you bring to them and they get from doing business with you. And the future, the present is the solution they can get from you and doing business with you, and the benefit is the future, what they get out of the future of doing business with you. So in any new plan, and so use control words. I love control words. On any new plan you design today, are you more concerned about managing the cost of doctors, hospitals, or prescriptions? See how I'm gathering information? See how I'm getting information from them? I'm not going to tell them what every other insurance salesman is going to tell them, which is, here's the way Medicare works. It covers all your doctors, covers your hospital, covers all your prescriptions. Bam, thank you very much. I'll wait till the next insurance guy calls me. I'm going to get them in touch with their past, their present, and we're going to talk about their future. So, John, let me ask you a question. On any new plan you design today, if you haven't been on my 4 things script for seniors and Medicare, you need to get on the 4 things script. On any new plan you design today, are you more concerned about managing the cost of doctors, hospitals, or prescriptions? So it's called reductionism. They're going to tell you what their dominant buying motive is, and I'm going to be able to go from there. It's a really easy way to do it. I'm using control words to control the conversation. It's like being an attorney. I never ask a question I don't already know the answer to. So the words we're using is because, now, imagine, please, thank you, their name, and control. Those are the words. 2, 4, 6, 7 words. 7 words that change minds. You just learn how to use those 7 words. So let's talk about the phrases. Let's look at these phrases. I love these phrases here. I'll do it for you. John, there's a registration form for the upcoming retirement seminar in Ohio. I'll do it for you. Let me ask you a couple of questions, and you'll get it in an email today. What zip code are you in, please? See how I did that? And the reason I always start off with a zip code is imagine this. Imagine you're walking down a mall, whatever is a local mall to you. And whatever your age is. So like I'm 65. Imagine there's a 22-year-old girl walking towards me. Or if you're 35, imagine there's an 80-year-old woman walking towards you. And as that person gets closer to you, you cross over and say, excuse me, how much do you weigh? What medication are you on? What would their reaction be? Would you say that to them? Would you feel comfortable saying that? We're on the phone with somebody for 14 and a half seconds, and we're saying how much do you weigh, what medication are you on? We're sitting at someone's kitchen table in their office for a minute and a half, and we're saying how much do you weigh, what medication are you on? That's called a high trust question. We have to learn to ask low trust questions and earn us the right to ask those higher trust questions. John, there's a registration form for the upcoming retirement seminar in Ohio. I'll do it for you. Let me ask you a couple of questions, and you'll get it in an email today. What zip code are you in, please? See how that's a low trust question? If you tell me the zip code you're in, I'm writing business. What I'm doing is I'm making the onboarding process, whether it's an application, e-app, whatever it is, I'm making it more normal than abnormal. It's an integrated part of the sales relationship. I love this one here. I just did a live event with a company last week, and the manager of the department wrote this phrase down and stood up and interrupted me, told all of his call center people, I need to hear you use this phrase every time you're on a call. How did you succeed when everyone else has failed miserably? John, you've been in retail sales for 35 years. With all the ups and downs, how did you succeed when so many other people have failed miserably? I mean, this is a way, that's why it's important to get off the quote nonsense and be interested in the lives of the people you're talking to. I'm not talking about having a 9-hour conversation. I'm not inviting people over for dinner. I don't want to go to their birthday party. But I do want to know enough about them that I can say, wow, my God, you've been in the retail business for 35 years. How did you succeed in that when so many people failed at it so miserably? I mean, what a great, nobody else is having this conversation with them. And they want this conversation. I love the word you are. Well, you're smart to ask about the IRA. You know, and here's what happened. We said there's 4 basic objections, right? And you guys all told me the objection. There's 4 basic objections. Any objection you get is going to follow those 4 categories. No money, no need, no hurry, no confidence. Once I know what the category is of your objection, then I'm always prepared to respond to it. This is one of the ways I respond to it. So somebody questions an IRA transfer, whether it's a value to do it or why you should do it. They're with Morgan Stanley, everything's great, I don't need to make any changes. I don't have to get defensive. I don't have to overcome an objection. I can just continue a conversation with them. Bob, let me ask you a question. You're smart to ask about the IRA transfer restrictions. In fact, most people don't realize how this can affect the total earnings they can have. Let me give you an example. I'm not fighting his objection. I'm not telling this Morgan Stanley guy's wrong. I'm telling him he's wrong. People aren't going to, when we correct people or illustrate to them or show them why they're wrong, why do we think they're going to come back and go, oh my God, Frank, I had no idea I was screwing up so bad. I made such a bad decision, but thank God you came along. Is there any way I can give you cash? Can I write the check for you? Nobody's going to do that by us making them wrong. But they will do that when we start telling stories. So, John, you're right. Most insurance programs don't operate as they're advertised. I agree 100% with you. Let me tell you how our customer support works. I don't argue. Oh, no, we don't do that. We're a great company. I don't do that nonsense. I validate them. You're right, John. I agree with you. I've had the exact same experience. In my experience, most insurance programs don't operate like they're advertised. That's for sure. Let me tell you how our customer support works. Now, he's going to go, okay, what are he's going to lean into it. Tell me how that works for you. See, these are phrases that inspire confidence in our prospect. You're the best thing that's happened to me today. When, I'm going to let the call go. When you get done with a conversation with somebody, and doing the webinar, let me call you back. Sorry about that. That's my partner. When you are having a conversation with someone and the conversation ends, whether you get the sale, make an appointment, or it doesn't go anywhere, always say to them, Bob, you're so easy to work with. Thank you for the time you spent sharing with me today. You're the best thing that's happened to me today. If you say that authentically, if you mean that everybody you talk to has a positive impact on your business and your life, you will get positive responses from people. How about this one? You have no idea how nice it is to work with somebody who. And I love this one for the know-it-all. You know who the know-it-all is. I know it. You don't have a better policy than I do, right? You know, Frank, you have no idea how nice it is to work with somebody who's realistic about what happens in the market, what people are looking for, and the most effective approach to protecting their assets. I mean, how disarming is that? I'm not getting any battle with him. You know, you're probably right. I mean, we might not have a better policy than yours. There's a lot of different policies out there. Let's have a look at your policy, and if we can increase your benefits and lower the costs, then maybe we should continue having a conversation. And if we can't, then we probably shouldn't. What do you think? Does that seem fair? See how I do the nod? Does that seem fair? And 80% of the time, they will always lean into this. You deserve, I love that you deserve. When you're sitting with your tax advisor and you have a question about your policy, you deserve an agent that will answer your call so you can ensure your financial plan is most effective. So I'm sitting down at a table talking to a prospect, and this is what I tell them. When you're sitting with your tax advisor, because maybe I've advised them, go talk to your tax advisor. In fact, give me your tax advisor's number, and I'll give them the information so when you go talk to them, they'll already know how the policy works. And when you're sitting with your tax advisor and he has a question about your policy, you deserve an agent that will answer your call. Someone will pick that phone up so you can ensure that your financial plan is the most effective one that you need, right? And they won't agree with you. Who's going to say, nah, I don't deserve that? Of course they're going to agree with you. So, do you ever run into buying resistance? I'm guessing everybody runs into buying resistance, right? So I got a bonus for you. Here's some pattern resistance phrases to use. I don't know if. I love this one here. You know, John, I don't know if you paid federal income taxes last year or if you take advantage of the healthcare expense deduction. I'll help you get this information before you make a final decision. See how that works? I don't know if you paid federal income tax last year or if you could take advantage of the healthcare expense deduction. I'll help you get this information before you make a final decision. So someone said, well, I want to think about this, Lloyd. Hey, that's not a problem. I understand. I don't know if you paid federal income tax last year or if you could take advantage of the healthcare expense deduction. I'll help you get this information before you make a final decision. If they give me the information, they haven't made a final decision. We're not thinking about it. We're talking about it now, right? When do you want to talk about it with them? In the future or the present? The present's where the solution is, right? The past is where the problem is. The present's where the solution is. The benefit of answering my questions and doing business with me, that's your future. Imagine what would happen. Imagine what would happen if you were 78 years old and needed to pay for recovery at home after a procedure, and I answered my cell phone for you, and you found out you had a plan in place so you would not have to spend your savings. How would that feel? They will lean into you. Their eyes will quit glazing over, and they will lean into you. It's called pattern resistance. I love this one. We did a previous version similar to this. John, you probably already know how durable medical equipment works with your medical care. Let me share with you how you can plan for Mutual of Omaha will handle this for you. So you probably already know. And it's, you know what, they're not going to interrupt you and say, let's see, I don't know that. They might say, after you say this, and well, you know, hey, I didn't know that. It's good to know that. Okay, good. Would you be surprised? This is disarming. But would you be surprised to know that my $100,000 a year clients avoid paying taxes on up to 85% of their Social Security income? If you could avoid paying taxes on Social Security income like you told me you've been doing, how would that impact your lifestyle? See how that works? Would you be surprised? Yeah, I'd be surprised. That's surprising, Lloyd. Thanks for sharing that information with me. If you could choose, which one would you choose? This is another great one. John, if you could choose a fixed premium each year and the ability to go to any doctor or save a little on your insurance premium while staying in a network for doctors, hospitals, and clinics, what would you choose? There are people who tell you, well, I'm not sure I need health insurance. I'm not sure I'm going to get health insurance. I understand. Now, let me ask you this. If you could choose a fixed premium each year and the ability to go to any doctor or save a little on your insurance premium while staying inside a network for doctors, hospitals, and clinics, what would you choose? Now, what am I actually describing? A med sup and a med advantage, right? Two different things. So if they say, well, I choose that fixed premium, they just told me they're more likely to be interested in a med sup. It's an easy question to ask. And they think it's all about them. They feel like I'm interested in what's happening with them. I wouldn't tell you this. John, I wouldn't tell you this if my $100,000 income clients were not keeping the majority of their Social Security income, if not all. See how that works? I just wanted to show you the contrast of those two. So, let me ask you this. Has a prospect's tone of voice ever thrown you off? Let's have a test. Get ready to type in the chat box here. We're going to have a test. Let me bring it up. You ready? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a sentence. And I want you to type in the chat box what you heard me mean. Now, it takes about 5 or 10 seconds after you type in the chat box for me to see it. So I'm not going to wait on every question for every answer to come in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the questions up, and I want you to type in, and then we'll do a recap. So think about what you heard when I use this sentence. Think about what you heard me mean, and then we'll look at the meaning of the test after. Everybody ready? Here we go. I did not say she stole the money. So type in the chat box, and I'll watch the replies in this first one. Type in the chat box and tell me what you heard me mean. I did not say she stole the money. What did I mean when I said that? Type in the chat box. I did not say she stole the money. What did you hear me mean? It's an easy sentence. She stole the money. Tell me quick. Implied. You didn't say it. Did you steal it? Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Good job. Now, I'm not going to watch the rest of them, but give me the answers, then we'll go back and go over them. You ready? I did not say she stole the money. I did not say she stole the money. So type in the chat box, tell me what you heard me mean. I'll do it one more time for you. I did not say she stole the money. All right, I'm going to do the next one here. You ready? I did not say she stole the money. Type in the chat box and tell me what you heard me mean. I did not say she stole the money. Ready for the next one? I did not say she stole the money. I did not say she stole the money. So the other one was I did not say she stole the money. This is I did not say she stole the money. How about this one? I did not say she stole the money. So what did you hear me mean on that one? I did not say she stole the money. I did not say she stole the money. All right, I'm going to give you another one. Ready? I did not say she stole the money. So what do you hear me mean on that one? I did not say she stole the money. I'll do another one for you. I did not say she stole the money. That's different than I did not say she stole the money. I did not say she stole the money. I did not say she stole the money. Tell me what you heard on that one. I did not say she stole the money. I did not say she stole the money. So type in the chat box and tell me what you heard on any of those. I did not say she stole someone else. Ben said someone else stole the money. Dan said you felt she borrowed it. David said she may have borrowed it. I didn't accuse her. Yeah. So Therma said I didn't accuse her. So isn't it interesting how everybody heard something different? I do this exact exercise all over the country, and I rarely get 3 or more people who heard the exact same thing. So I said a sentence. Did you listen to what the sentence was? Did you think about what I meant by the statement? What do you think about when you heard the sentence? Did you hear a difference in what I might have meant by each sentence? Did my voice articulation, did the way I emphasize words or the pauses I use, did that affect your perception on each sentence? What could you do to test your understanding of what message I meant to convey? And when you're with somebody in person, you've got the body language and the environment, you got all those things to go by. That's why it's so critical that you have your words and your key phrases already down. I call it the mantra. It's so critical you already have your mantra down so you can listen to understand and quit listening to respond. Salespeople always listen to respond. We need to listen to understand. And you can't listen to understand what your prospect is saying, not what they said, but what they're saying, when you're thinking about what your response is going to be. And you've been with that person before, right? Say, we went out to Chinese dinner the other night. It was really good. We ordered, hey, you should go to the place I went for Chinese. They're so interested in telling you what they have to say, they don't listen to what you're saying, right? You don't even get your sentence finished before they jump in. I get asked for critique phone calls all the time from call centers, and the salesperson's constantly jumping in on that. So let me ask you that. Did you pick a word or a phrase that can help you be more prepared or close your next prospect? Type in the chat box and let me know. Did you find a word or a phrase that you think could help you? If you did find a particular word, type the word in there and let me know. Did you find a particular word or phrase that you think can help you? Yeah, BF said, old saying, it's not what I said, it's what you heard. Giddy up, BF. I agree. Yes, good. All right. Everybody said they got a word they could use. Great. I'm glad for you. So here's my final thought. To understand the power of cravings and creating habits, and the reason people continue the new habit, it's important to realize it's because of a specific reward they started craving. So the cue, in addition to triggering a routine, must also trigger a craving for the reward to come. That's why I don't tell people I can save you $50 a month. I tell them if you could free up $50 a month in your current budget, what would you use it for? See what a great question that is? If they say, well, I'd use it to do this or I'd use it to pay this, or I'd use it to pay my medication. So when do you want to start freeing up that $50? See, I would never ask them to buy. That's where I come in. When I can bring out a new routine in them, when I can change the reward so that they get a new craving. Their craving is to say, well, I want to start saving that $50 now. When I change that, that's when they ask me to buy. What did I tell you at the beginning? 3 things, right? I want to do this. How do I do this? And that's why I'm talking to you. And that's what they're going to say to me. When I say, if you could free up that $50 a month out of what you're currently spending, what would you spend it on? Where would you move that money around? Well, I start spending on my prescriptions instead of my insurance plan. When do you want to start freeing that money up? And they're going to tell me right now. Right now. I want to do it right now, Lloyd. Okay, well, hey, here, let me help you out with that. I'll just do it if you insist I do it. Here's a final thought. You can't make a difference with your prospect unless you are the difference. Nothing I went through with you today is going to work out in the field unless you work it. It has to fit your personality and it has to be your authentic self. So what we talked about is how we can affect the cravings that drive habits. We talked about recognizing the need to interrupt the habit that others don't see. None of the other salespeople, none of your other competitors are getting this information unless they come work with Lloyd Lofton. We're going to eliminate the headache of the senior Medicare script. I showed you ways to do that. Get on my 4 things script. In fact, one thing I'm going to tell you about today is how to get that. We went through the 7 powerful words that help seniors to tell you what they want. 7 dynamic phrases and statements to eliminate the most common objection. I gave you a bonus for that too. And that was pattern resistance. So, do you now have the ability to have a clear reading on what seniors are saying to you before diving into your sales pitch? If you do, type yes. Let me know that I accomplished that for you. Give me a reward. Reward me on that. Tell me yes, you know how to get a clear reading on people. Or do you think you're able to read the buying behaviors and help design a personalized solution? Even handle objections on people? Imagine. I like that word, imagine. You think you can now sell from a value standpoint and generate powerful closings? Yes, good. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. It feels good to know that you got that out of this today. I really appreciate all that response I got. Now, I'm gonna give you the cheat sheet in just 2 minutes, so you can do the download, and you're gonna download it right where you did the chat box. I'm gonna give you that free download in just a second here. But let me ask you this: if all this makes sense, I'd like to show you a way that we can continue to work together. But I want to get your permission to show it to you. So would you just type in the chat box yes, or show it to me, or go ahead, or whatever, just so that I know that you're okay with me showing this to you. I don't want to show it to you if you're not interested. If you're not interested, you'll just drop off the call. But if it's okay for me to show this to you, just type in the chat box. I'm going to take a drink while you're doing that. Okay, it looks like I'm getting a lot of yeses. All right, great. Great, great, great. You guys are so great. You're the best thing that happened to me today. See how that works? Doesn't that feel good when someone says that? All right, I'm going to show you the 7-step sales presentation course. And that 7-step sales presentation course incorporates everything we did today and how to do the actual presentation. It's an online course. It's available for you 24/7. And what it's going to show you is exactly what we talked about today, which is how to sell the problem people have. And where are people's problems? You should have this written down. I hope you wrote it down. People's problems are always in the past. And then tell them your solution. Don't sell the product. Quit selling the product. Nobody's interested in your product. Nobody's interested in your company. And very few people are actually interested in us. People are interested in themselves, their own life, and the problems they have. And if you have a solution to those problems, they're interested in that solution. So the problem is always the past. Solution is the present. And if they do business with you in the present, they get that future benefit from it, right? And that's what the 7-step course is going to teach you. You're going to get rid of being an unpaid consultant. You're going to get rid of being a professional visitor. If you've gone back to somebody 2 or more times to do your presentation or answer questions, you're a professional visitor. If you're sending people quotes all the time, you're an unpaid consultant. You're going to get rid of call reluctance. You're going to get rid of objections over price. They're not going to object to the pricing, where they're going to tell you when they want to start getting that savings. You're going to find clients who say they don't know anyone to refer you to. You're going to get rid of that. I'm going to go through the referrals, say exactly in this course how to get the referrals. You're going to get rid of struggling with needs assessment, struggling with prospects to take action. You're going to get rid of problems with closing, because people are going to start telling you how they want to do business with you. Mike Zane is a financial planner here in Atlanta. He's a client of mine. He said Lloyd knows his business. He's a consummate professional, diligent in his practice, and has a flair for making it fun. I've learned how to better attract a tribe. That's what I think you should be doing. You should build a book of business, build a tribe, engage them, and keep them coming back for more. If you want more engagement from your prospects, talk to Lloyd, and I appreciate Mike. He's a good friend. So the 7-step sales presentation course is going to have 7 lessons in it. But Lloyd, what do we get in the lessons? Well, you're going to get the approach. There's 7 individual lessons. You're going to get the approach, the handling objections, selling off the walls, the qualifications, the commitment, the actual presentation, the pre-close, the close, and exactly how to get those referrals. There are specific questions you can ask. None of this nonsense about, who you know that I can help with their insurance. See, I don't know anybody. I don't know nobody, buddy. And you know why they tell you they don't know anybody? Because before you got in the insurance business, none of your family and friends or relatives probably ever came to you and said, who can I buy health insurance from? Who can I buy life insurance from? The reason they say I don't know anybody is you gave them a cue to feed into a routine, and they got a reward by saying, I don't know anybody. I'm going to show you how to avoid that. That works 80% of the time. In this course, there's videos, there's downloads. So I believe in addressing the way people learn. People learn by seeing, by hearing, and by doing. So you're going to have videos in there where I go exactly through it with you. You can actually download the lesson in there. You're also going to get the scripts at work. Now, here's the great thing about that scripts at work is you're going to get that 4-thing script. Now, you also want to watch the webinar, because I go through that, just like we did today, the basics on how to use that 4-thing script. But you're going to get that 4-thing script. This script course has 23 lessons in it. It's got every kind of script in there you need. I'm going to tell you how to do the basic phone approach. Evaluate your telephone voice. I'm going to tell you scripts on using direct mail, final expense script, Medicare call script, Medicare supplement direct mail script, the phone script, the four things seniors are concerned about. Lesson 11. You're going to get the exact script, the exact questions to ask. John, when you think about managing healthcare, you're more concerned about managing the cost of doctors, hospital prescriptions, and recovering home after procedure. Bam, it's in that four-thing script. It's a great script. Everybody loves it. I even go outside of the business, outside the insurance business, and I show you scripts from other industries so you can assimilate the psychology of how to design a script that fits your personality. Because this has to be about you, not just words that are on a script. So you can download these scripts and then go practice them. In fact, what I do for everybody, all of my tribe, if you email me your script, I will critique it for you. Anybody that's on the call today, if you email me your script, I'll critique it for you. And you're welcome to go to lloydoffice.com and schedule a 15-minute consultation with me, and I'll go through that script with you. So there's videos in there. There's the actual lesson you can download. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the courses. So there's the basic phone approach script. See how you can download it, and then you can rework it to make it fit you. It has to fit your sales personality. You can watch the video and get coached on how to do it. So let's talk pricing. So I do training all over the country. And I do training for a lot of client companies. That means they sell my training. So I participated in the Lead Generation Summit. The summit was $1,297. There was like 20 brand names out there doing presentations. I was one of them. If you just signed up to attend my presentation through the Lead Generation Summit, you would have paid $197. In fact, Glenn signed up for it, sat in on the webinar on my training, and then he emailed me afterwards and he said, thanks for the quick reply, very impressed with your session in Lead Summit, just order your book, Lead to Results. And I appreciate him doing that. I do training through Lorman Education Center, do a lot of training with them. This is my How to Recruit and Hire Top Performing Sales Professionals. So let's look at how they sell it. What do they sell it for? Well, if you sign up with them to get the course, you sit down on the 1-hour training, and you want the audio and the reference manual, just like you get in my training, they charge $209. So you got $197, you got $209. Two different type of vendors, and this is what they're charging for the training that you got today for free. But you can get in all of my courses online. Another one is learn the 7 skills of a successful salesperson. They market this course for $99. So if I look at what I get out in the marketplace for it, I want to be fair to you guys. I said at the very outset, I want to get this in as many hands as I possibly can. So you got the 7-step sales presentation. If I just use $99, $100, one was $197, one is $205, one is $99. If I just go with $99, 7-step sales presentation is worth $693. Easily. I mean, people already pay for that. The scripts that work, 23 scripts lessons in there, is worth $2,277. Just take 99 times how many lessons there are. I mean, it's just math. The total value of those 2 courses is $2,970. And I said I want to get this in everybody's hand. So let me ask you this question. If you could get this kind of help, if you could stabilize your business, build a reliable income, increase your sales consistency for the rest of your career, would that investment be worth it to you? Would that have been worth it to you if you could get prospects to type in the chat box and let me know? If you could get prospects to lean into you and say, how do I do that? I want to start getting that savings today. This is the problem I'm having. Tell me how you can solve that for me. How do I get started? Type in the chat box and let me know if you feel like that kind of investment would be worth it to you. Because I want to make sure that you're going to get all the value you expect out of this. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Benjamin. I appreciate it. Daryl, yeah, everybody's saying yes. Well, let's see what else we can give you. Jesse Sloan, Long-Term Care Insurance Association Director. Because I present my Medicare, about 4 things script, I present at their summit all the time. Lloyd is an exceptionally talented sales training executive. He's very effective, charismatic, and motivating speaker to any size group. Lloyd's presentation at the 10th Annual Medicare Supplement Summit was described as a powerful presentation. I did the 11th Annual Summit that was here in Atlanta this year, back in June. So Jesse's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. So everything that we talked about today, you're going to get for just $247. For $2,970, I showed you exactly how it's. I'm not like these other people out there that just come up with these arbitrary prices. I showed you exactly why I priced it the way I did. And it's reasonable. It's what people are already paying. I get that every day out there in the market. But I want to give it to you today because we're going through the training. You took the time to be off, give up commissions and be away from your family. $247 today. But it gets better. I've got a special bonus for those that decide to jump in today. I'm going to give you my fast track coaching. So I do these 1-minute videos every week. It's called Power Behind the Sales. Everybody that's on my list always gets the videos. But in my fast track coaching, I have more than 100 training videos on everything from partnerships, scale, sales tactics, marketing, client relations, business plans, positive uses of power. There's over 100 trainings in here. There are podcasts you can download. You can put them on your phone. There's 104 of them. You can have them with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can always, if you're out in the field and you're having a problem on rejection versus objections, if you don't know how to create a sale, if you want to know how to advertise your ebooks and capture more prospects, it's all in here. I've got all of them in there for you. There's 104 of them for you. And those go through iTunes for $10 a piece. That's $1,000. That's $3,970 value. Very realistic for $247. Janelle's another client of mine. She said, Lord, I've gained so much insight from your expertise in such a short time. Thanks for giving back your time, knowledge, and mastery. Your training does a great job of breaking down the process and buying behaviors especially well, particularly for a newbie like myself. And I appreciate Janelle. She's a great partner. Now, you got two choices today. The first option is don't do anything. Don't take advantage of this special offer. Don't take a leap of faith. Just keep doing the same thing you've been doing. If you make the same choices and engage with your prospects the same way in the next 12 months you have in the last 12 months, you're going to wake up in the exact same spot. And if that's okay with you, then you shouldn't do anything. Or you can pony up this small amount of investment today compared to all the value you get. Just give it a shot. And I'm there for you. I'm there 24 hours a day for you. All you have to do is shoot me an email. Got another bonus for you. You get my members-only webinars. I do these every quarter. You can jump on. I answer your questions live. So you get the 7-step sales presentation, 7 lessons worth $693. Scripts at Work course, they're worth $99 a piece, worth $2,277. You get 100 fast track coachings worth $1,000. You get the bonus member-only webinars for my tribe for $3,970, $247 today. Got one last surprise for you. Send an email to you. I'm going to give you a 30% discount. You get $68 on this if you take advantage of this today. So I'm going to show you the offer right now. And if you take advantage of this while we're on here right now, if you take advantage of it, just click on there you go. There's the offer. Everybody should have seen it. You might have heard me whispering here. I thought I hit the wrong link there, and I didn't want to do it. So there's the offer for you right now. Get everything today for $179. So take advantage of it right now. I'm going to leave that offer up there for you. So all you have to do is click on the link. The offer is going to stay there for you. You get everything today for $179. So I'm going back here. Here's what you're going to get for this. 7-step sales presentation course, 7 lessons worth $693. Scripts at Work course, 23 script lessons worth $2,277. You get the bonus fast track coaching, more than 100 trainings in there. These are my podcasts. They're worth $10 a piece on iTunes, worth $1,000. And you get the members only webinars. Skipper Pond, he started off as an agent, became an agency manager. Working with Lloyd was instrumental, extremely instrumental in my development in the health and life insurance business. If you ever get a moment to share time with him, you'll come away with so many essential nuggets within the industry. And I appreciate Skipper. He's over there in North Carolina. He's a great guy. So you're going to get everything today. Just click the link. It's right there in the offer for you. You can take advantage of it right now. The other thing is I'm going to give you the free download. So you're going to get the download right now. I'm going to give you a way to get a hold of that download. All you have to do is in the same box where the offer is. Right now, I'm putting the download. I'm sharing the file. Just click on where it says download file, and you can get that file. You can get that free download right now. It's the 7 words to change minds. So take advantage of it. Now, you're also going to get an email after this webinar where you can download the free offer. But there's your offer. You can get the free download. You can take advantage of the offer, so jump on it right now while we're on the call. There's one more thing I'm going to do. You're going to be able to tell prospects, and this is what we're told all the time. If we tell prospects how Medicare works, they're going to buy from us, right? If we tell prospects how to enroll in Medicare, they'll jump on and they'll buy from us. If we tell prospects how they can help, that they might have a higher premium if they don't buy, they're going to jump all over us, right? Like every other salesman's not telling the prospect this. If we tell prospects how much you can save them, then they'll jump all over it, right? But the truth is that never happens, does it? Or rarely happens. So in the beginning, we don't need more training, we need better training, and that's what you get in these courses. Listen, you'll nail this. You can build a consistent income you and your family deserve. You can have a steady work stream without overworking. You'll hit your goals every month, you'll have certainty of your workload, and you'll receive the coaching you need to get past these barriers. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's absolutely no risk in you doing this. The only risk is the emotional risk you take in growing your business. Take advantage of that offer today. I said it's $247, right? You get all that kind of stuff we talked about. But today, you're going to get it for $179. 30-day money-back guarantee. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back to the chat, and I'm going to take some questions from you. So what have we got? Robert said, what is the title of today's book? I've known Jesse for 43 years. Right on, Robert. But Robert, what do you mean, what's the title of today's book? You mean the download? It's a 7 keywords download. But, so type in the chat box and let me know what questions you guys have. I have a bunch of questions here people are asking me. So I'm going to go ahead and start answering it. I really appreciate that, Joe. I appreciate you finding out. A bunch of people are jumping on with this. So, how long do I have this? It's available for you for the whole year. And I'm constantly updating it. So I'm constantly going in there, creating new videos, adding new scripts in there. You opened with a book image. I did? Let me go back and look at that. Go back. Oh, that's my book. I'm sorry about that. That's my book, the Sales Hero's Guide to Handling Objections. So you can go, in fact, if you look at the email invite you got for this, you can click the link and go buy my book, the Sales Hero's Guide to Handling Objections. But this is available for you 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the entire year. And that means that you get notified of every time I update a course, every time I update a script, it gets in there. It also gives you the opportunity to have me do individual coaching for you. So another question I had is, look, if I have a script that hasn't been working for me, will you look at it? Absolutely. If you become a member and jump on this today, you can email me your script, and I'll do 2 things for you. I'll critique the script, I'll send it back to you, and you can go to lloydlofton.com, click on schedule a call, and then click on 15-minute consultation, and I'll take 15 minutes with you and talk to you about what I think you could do different with that script. Another question I had here is how much information's in here about handling objections? Well, listen, none of this would work if you didn't know how to handle objections, right? None of this would work. But here's the thing about handling objections. I think that the place to handle objections is before they come up. And the reason I think that's the place to handle them is because why would I invest an hour of my time with anybody who's going to tell me after that hour, I want to think about it, I'm getting a better price from somebody, or any of the nonsense? There's only 4 basic objections. And once I know what those objections are, I know exactly how to incorporate the response to those objections into my program. How long are you going to be doing the 15-minute call, right? Joe, help me understand the question. You mean if you go to my website? If you jump on today, I'll do that 15-minute call with you anytime. So anybody that joins today, anybody jumps on this today, as long as you're a member of my program, as long as you're a member of Power Behind the Sales, as long as you're part of my tribe, you can go to lloydlawton.com, click on schedule a call, click on 15-minute consultation, and I'll always take 15 minutes to visit with you. I can't do longer than that because, as you can imagine, I get a bunch of calls. So, but I'm always willing to do that. So another question I got here is, what do I do when I'm afraid that people are going to think I'm too pushy? And I get that. When I first started in the business, one of my biggest concerns is that you weren't going to like me. Let me take a drink here real quick. All the staff will get the phone. I was afraid people weren't going to like me. In fact, I was more concerned about being liked than being likable. I was more concerned my prospects would understand everything I was telling them than maybe an understanding about why they should talk to me. And the way I got over that is I realized that the only person that has a real interest, in what I do is myself and my wife. People have an interest in what impacts them. And what impacts them are the pains that they want to take care of. So I never worried about people liking me. And here's the reason why. Write this down. This is a really important tip. The reason why is because you can't lose something you don't have. Now, if you want someone to not like you, then just engage in the same cues as every other product hawking, price hawking salesperson out there. Tell them I want to give you a quote. So you trigger the routine in them. Can you email me that quote? Great, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later. If you cue the routine and let them use the reward, then they're going to have no respect for you. Listen, let me give you an example. Someone just sent a question here and said, how can I present price to people? Let me give you an example. Let's say you don't feel good. You go to the doctor, you go to Dr. A, and you describe your symptoms. And Joe, you say to Dr. A, I've got my body aches, my head hurts, my nose is running, got a sore throat, got a little bit of a fever. And Dr. A says, I know what's the matter with you. Robert, you can have this medication, you can have this medication, you can have this medication, you can have this medication. Which medication do you want? And then you go to Dr. B, and you describe your symptoms to Dr. B. I've got a headache, my body aches, my throat hurts, I got a little runny nose, feel like I got a little fever. Dr. B says, I know what's the matter with you. Fills a prescription out, hands it to you, says, fill this, take it twice a day, come back and see me in 10 days. Which doctor do you have more confidence in? You should say Dr. B. And the reason for that is because the doctor diagnosed your problem and prescribed the solution. Dr. A said you can have this, and this. You don't know what the heck you're supposed to do. So you always do the fallback. Let me think about it. Dr. B is the one that you have more confidence in because he diagnosed the problem and he prescribed the solution. Everything you got today, everything that's in the course, the 7-step sales presentation, the 7 phrases that change minds, the bonus I gave you, the pattern resistance, all the scripts, all of that would happen. All that is available for you. And here's the thing about working it. Most people sit down and they go through it and they go through the lessons and they're looking for that buzzword because they think this is the problem I want to solve. And a lot of times, in fact, most times, what you think is the problem isn't the problem. That's not really why you're not getting the sales. The reason you need to have a course available for you 24/7, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, is so that when a problem comes up, you can go back and get the answer for that. Today's webinar is not going to be, that's not going to do anything for you on November 28th. It's not going to do anything for you on January 7th of next year when you're having a problem and you need to go find the answer. And the memory, the emotion you feel about being on this webinar and the memory of the lessons you learned have long left you. You need a course that's affordable that you can log into. I mean, seriously, $179. How many Starbucks is that? It's nothing. If your business matters to you, if you want to give your family one nice Christmas, hear that close? One nice Christmas. If your business matters to you, if making the money you deserve matters to you, then this is what you should do. So that on November 28th, so that on January 7th, so that on March 15th of next year, when you have a problem, when you get done with a prospect and you got them under the ether, you should have made the sale and they didn't buy from you, and they give you, I want to think about it, can you email me something? I'm going to talk to my brother, it's too expensive. You can go home, log in, go to that exact objection, and get the exact wording and phrases you need to overcome that objection so it stops happening to you so much. Joseph said, how do you answer, what do you do for a living? Tell me more about that, Joe. Who's asking you? Your prospects are asking what you do for a living? Or who's asking you that question? Help me understand that. So if someone asks me for what I do for a living, I would tell them the benefit that people get from it. So one of the things I would tell people is what I do is I help salespeople increase their sales 15 to 40% in 2 to 4 weeks by helping them install a system that enables them to communicate more effectively with prospects so prospects disclose the dominant buying behavior, the main problem that they want to solve with that salesperson. See, I don't tell them that I do training because that's what I do. That's not the benefit that people get from me. So, for example, if I sell Medicare Summits, what I do is I help seniors have a choice of what doctor they go to while managing their costs. So that's one of the things I can do. If you're a member, and we're on my members-only webinars, that's the kind of questions that I would answer all the time for people. So we've been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. I'll give you another minute to see if there's any more questions anyone has. Don't forget that offer's out there. You're going to get an email after this also with the offer in there so that you can make that purchase now. It's only $179. Do yourself a favor and jump on it. It's nothing. You spend more money than that on a direct lead program, a direct mail lead program that gets you nowhere. This is barely 6 telemarket leads, right? You spend $25 for a telemarket lead. This is barely 6 telemarket leads that you have trouble opening the conversation or closing them on. And this is available for you 24/7. I'm available to you every time you have a question. And you got somebody that will constantly be there to help you work your scripts. Don't forget your free downloads right there. So click the download file so you can get your free download. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this now unless there are any more questions. Make sure you connect with me. Go to LinkedIn. Just type in Lloyd Lofton. I never turn it down. Let's see. Thor has a question. How do you answer, what do you do if you're a life insurance agent? Well, Thurman, let me ask you a question. What benefit do people get from your life insurance? And if you're a member, you could schedule a 15-minute call and I'll walk you through this. But what benefit do people get from it? Here's the kind of stuff I hear all the time. Well, they get the financial security of knowing that they'll have the money to raise their family. They get the confidence of knowing. That's not the benefit they get out of it. The benefit they get out of it is that their kids won't have to start a new school because when dad dies, mom can't afford to live in that house. The benefit they'll get out of it is that mom will be able to sign their son up into soccer and pay that $400 to sign up for soccer, get the new uniform, even though dad passed away 6 months ago. The benefit they're going to get, see what I'm doing? I'm describing what people do with the life insurance money, not what the life insurance is. Does life insurance pay out? Absolutely, life insurance pays out. But that's not the benefit they get from it. The benefit the wife gets is that she doesn't have to remarry someone just because she needs the income. The benefit is she can raise the kids in the house she chose for them to be raised in because she has a house that's paid for. She has the freedom of knowing that she doesn't have to quit her job to raise her kids because she's got the income. She's got the extra money to pay for those things that would have been paid for if her husband had passed away. So that's a real easy question to ask. Thurman said, I don't know if I got your name right. Thurman, how do you answer? What do you do if you are a life insurance agent? So what I would challenge you on is you're not a life insurance agent. You're a problem solver. You're a benefit builder. You're a rescuer. You're a third ear. You're that extra cane when they have struggled through life. That's what you do. Talk about the benefit people get from you, not what you do. What you do is you sell insurance. Well, how many other agents out there sell insurance? Don't compete. Contrast yourself with somebody. Don't give information. Exchange information. Any other questions on there? This is good. So we got way over this. I've got 23 minutes over what we're supposed to go over. Really appreciate you being on here. Great crowd. You guys did a great job of engaging. Jump on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. I've got almost 30,000 followers on LinkedIn. I'm always posting stuff on there. You're going to get an email after this. And that email is going to tell you how you can go ahead and make the purchase, make the investment in your business if you haven't done it. You're also going to have a link to join my private Facebook group, the Sales Heroes group. You're going to be able to get the book, the Sales Heroes Guide to Handling Objection. So I really appreciate you guys' time. And I'm going to jump off here. So if you got any last minute thing to say it now before I jump off because we're going to be done. All right, guys, take care and go out there and make some money. Invest in yourself. Get this program today. You deserve it. You deserve it.